What's up, guys? Garage Goons, most trash show on YouTube, and today I keep saying this is not a review channel, but all my best videos end up being reviews. So I don't know, man. Maybe I'll have to switch some things up. But I am reviewing my Freedom Fighting brand boxing gloves. I love these gloves. They are full grain leather, and they are not perfect, but they are pretty dang close. Pretty dang close. Um, I'll talk pros and cons and why I like these gloves so much, and if they are for you or not, or maybe it'll help you decide to buy them or not. Um, they are full grain leather, guys. Try to find a full grain leather glove and tell me how much you spent on them. These gloves on Title's website, I believe Title actually makes fighting, and I just love this brand. But they are full grain leather and they are $99.99. So if you can find any full grain leather gloves, meaning not synthetic leather, not faux leather, not any of these fancy words they try to throw at you that mean not leather, actual leather from a cow or a horse or something, probably a cow. Yeah, probably a cow. But and they are $100. Hey, listen, that's a great deal. So pros to this glove. If you look at the profile of the glove, it is, the thumb is tucked under. I personally like that. There are some gloves, like some Fairtex gloves, where the thumb's more out to the side. There are some benefits to that. This is more of a, what I would describe as like a Dutch style glove, where it's more narrow, more offensive minded. And so you have the thumb tucked in, so they're not quite as good for blocking as like maybe a Fairtex would be, but you still do get good padding. I don't know if you can see that in here, but that's good for blocking. You still get the grip bar right here that says fighting, and then you get 4 holes for breathability. And then you also have a nylon attachment strap there. It's not leather, but honestly, who cares? There's no fraying. I've had these for 6 months now. They get pretty heavy use. There's also, I'm seeing this just now, noticing it, there's 2 holes over the thumb for ventilation. Now, why I bought these gloves, the price point's pretty hard to beat. I needed some bigger gloves. These are 18-ounce gloves, and I use these for sparring because I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want to get better and make my training partners better. The thumb, I have pretty big hands, guys, and I still have a good amount of room in the thumb. Now, one of the cons, I would say, to this glove is that you can't open it. I'm trying to open it. I actually hurt my middle finger, so I probably can't extend as well or as hard with this hand right now. But so this is more specific for Muay Thai because you're going to block kicks like this or like that. So it would be nice to be able to open your hand a little bit more. And as you can see, the glove just doesn't quite, this is me trying to open the glove, okay? Doesn't want to open as much. And it is an offensive glove, like I said, so it's not as built for blocking, but like I said, there's enough padding here and here to where if you go here or you go here, you're gonna have a nice blocking surface. It's not just gonna hit you right in the palm. There's some nice padding here. These are supposedly 18 ounces. I actually never weighed these, but they definitely feel heavier than my old 16 ounces. That's not to say they feel heavy, but the other thing I like about this is I was constantly on looping shots, uppercuts, and hooks. It's a form thing, right? But I was, tweaking my wrist here and there, if it was landing on the wrong side of the hand and my hand would bend like this or bend out like that from an uppercut. And if you look here, this is actually a really dense, hard, thick wrist support right here. And it's been helping out big time. Now, a lot of people don't like how far these gloves go down the arm. Some people like the gloves that just like go down to right here, it's straight to the point. But I don't mind. I don't see too much downside to having, more of the wrist support. But some guys like to be more flexible, and they don't throw punches like idiots like I do sometimes and tweak their wrist. And again, you see the profile here. The thumb is tucked. It's a very low profile thumb, and there's plenty of room in there, and there's good ventilation. The ventilation in here, I'm not a fan of mesh gloves right here. I understand why they do it, because it's way better breathing than leather, let's be honest. But it stinks faster. You can't wash it out. There's no good way to like get the stink out of the mesh. Even if you use Glove Dogs or baby powder or something, there's always gonna be a stink there. Leather naturally smells like leather. It doesn't absorb sweat in a way where it's gonna just stink. But I will say that these are not the most breathable gloves. They do give you 4 holes here, but I just wish that they would give you a couple more, maybe, you know, in the stitching here, or just maybe even more perforation there and more in the thumb. I do get a good amount of sweat in these. I try to air them out. I'm going to training, you know, 2 to 3 times a week, sparring a lot. But yeah, they could be more. They do get a little bit toasty at times. I do like the amount of padding. The feel on these, I've used Venoms, I've used Cleto Reyes, and I've used a brand called Nazo, which mostly makes boxing bags, but they actually have good gloves as well. But these are my favorite by far. They're a more spongy feel. They're more, I'm not going to say that they're pillow, but there's definitely, it progressively, like there's a softer feel to when you first make impact, and then it gradually gets, how do I put it, like stiffer as you go. So you do get a nice, you know, you're not gonna, hopefully you're not gonna hurt your sparring partners, right? Listen, you hit hard, but some people do like the bounce of a Cleto Reyes, which uses like a rubbery kind of bounce feel, because they have a latex foam in Reyes, so that's why it's considered a puncher's glove, because it sucks to get hit by Reyes. I don't care if you're going light and sparring or whatever, those gloves are just meant to hurt people, and they're really the best in the. That's why boxers have been using Cleto Reyes for as long as I can remember. They're really well-made, well-constructed glove that's meant to fucking take people's heads off. These, listen, like I said, if you hit hard, you can hit hard in any glove and get results, right? But again, I'm not trying to kill people in sparring. That's not my MO. I'm not a part-time warrior, you know what I mean? I respect my teammates, and I don't want to hurt them. That being said, I am one of the bigger guys in the gym, and you know, I have pretty good power. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but you know, I hit pretty good. And you know, I think these gloves have saved some people, you know what I mean? From, you know, some hard sparring sessions. Most of the time we're going light, but every now and then it ramps up, and we're throwing a little bit in there, and these gloves I think have saved them, and also my wrists. So I really dig them. My hand is right about, the top of my fingers is right about there. So you get about 2 inches of padding above the finger. It's a really nice, generous pad over the top, which I like. Not so much maybe over the back of the hand right here, probably 1 inch right there, but really just good padding all around. But if you like that bounce off of somebody, puncher's feel, this is not the glove for you. These are more, I'm not going to say they're like pillows. It doesn't feel straight up like a pillow. It's firmer than that, but it definitely feels like a compacted, softer foam, which I think is great for sparring partners. And again, you look at the profile of the glove, it's thinner than a lot of, you know, other Thai kickboxing centric gloves, which like Fairtex or Winning, which are really wide and flared out up here, you know, because of blocking, right? So it's more offensive. You're not going to kill somebody with these. I mean, you know, again, depends more so on how hard you're going than the actual glove, but great wrist support. The only thing I would change is ventilation and how much they open. You know, like it does enough to open it, you know, but I would like a little bit more flexion, but then again, you know, you're getting all this padding, so maybe that has to do with how come I can't open the glove up more, you know what I mean, from time to time. So that's about as maximum as I can open it right there. And then I do like how much this part arches down, because I've had gloves before where my fingers were literally poking out the ends here, and these ones are, hey, you got big hands, you're gonna have room for your thumb, you're gonna have room for your hands, most likely. These are the biggest gloves they make. They do make them in 18s, and they're $99.99. So if you are getting into MMA, if you're getting into kickboxing or boxing, I think that these are great options for all of them, but especially if you want some padding here and extra wrist support with this bar here that you can see. There's some nice double stitching right above, blue stitching. Fighting, when they first came out, they're made by Tidal, and I believe that they're like, the original label looked exactly like a winning label, which a lot of people were talking shit about. And you know, they've since changed. Enough people said, look, dude, you guys are straight up ripping off winning. They've since changed it to like this F symbol. I got the black. I always think black and red looks slick as fuck, so I went with the black and the red. I think it's a cool color combination. Darth Vader vibes going on over there. And it's got nice blue stitching. These get heavily worn. I use them on the bag. I use them on people. I use them on the mitts. I use them on everything. I don't have separate gloves besides my MMA gloves, you know, that I use. So, and they're broken in, but they're not broken down. The padding hasn't changed much. You can see a little cracking in the label here, which, whatever, who cares? The main thing is these gloves are leather, so they're going to hold up a lot longer than a synthetic glove that's going to crack and break on you over time and start to separate. Leather, it's just a better quality product than, in my opinion, for boxing gloves, than any other type of material that other people are trying to use. None of the stitching has come apart. There's a lot of double stitching in here, which I appreciate. It's just a really well constructed glove, and none of it is coming apart at the seams. Like, even in this part where you start to see on a lot of gloves where there's like, the folds and stuff, where you start to see the cracks, along here where the leather kind of bends and molds. It's really well constructed, well stitched. None of it is separating, and it looks good. It's good. It's tightly pulled down. You don't have that like saggy look that sometimes other brands might have. I think it's a fucking killer looking glove. I mean, just so you can get some reference. Don't have my hand wraps on, obviously, but killer looking glove, Fighting brand. Again, the stitching is impeccable, very consistent. The gloves don't look super different from each other. They look, exactly alike. There's no imperfections that I can see, as far as how it's made. The strap, let's go over the strap real quick. Strap is nice and long, pretty standard, probably about 3 inches tall. Got your fighting branding right here. And it just wraps around like this. And I do like that it's fatter right here, so it pulls. Some gloves you'll see like it's just a straight strap across. I like that it widens out towards the back, so it pulls the whole glove more around your wrist and gives you that extra wrist support, which I really appreciate. This is the inside profile of the glove. There's a little gap right here, but there's not much gap. A lot of those gloves, like I said, it'll be a straight strap, and then you'll get this open line right here. And I think it's just a great looking glove. You can see how they kind of have a unique stitching pattern here with the blocking padding on the inside of the palm. Great glove. I really love these gloves. I would definitely buy them again. I prefer them over, the Thai brands that I've seen personally, because of the profile and just how it's made. And it looks sleek, looks fucking cool, looks clean. I'm not a big fan of too much going on, too busy. And yeah, these are These are really great gloves if you're trying to ball on a budget and still have a really quality product that I feel is going to hold up over time. So yeah, that's my review of the gloves. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, most trash show on YouTube, baby. It's another review. I don't know. Maybe it'll turn into a review channel. I don't fucking know. Y'all don't like my interviews as much as my reviews, so we'll see. But yeah, dude, I love these fucking gloves. All right, ask me any questions in the comment section, and I will be sure to answer you as soon as I can. All right, peace, love, and we out.